So I am here with JD Claridge, CEO of Xcraft Corporation. When did you first start Xcraft?
We're going on 5 years old now, so in 2014 we founded the company, and it was really just around the concept of innovating in the drone space.
Awesome. And it was just the two of you guys that started it in the beginning, correct?
Correct. Charles Manning and myself, we founded the company, and he's more, I would say, the business mind. I'm more the nerd airplane engineer. And so yeah, we had this idea. I had an idea for a drone that could fly fast and fly for longer period of time. And I've always been into RC for forever, into flying other airplanes too. I've got a pilot's license and engineering degree in aerospace engineering, but it's always been a passion of mine. So yeah, had this idea, and we decided to go ahead and start the company and get it patented. And once we got the patents applied for, got the company set up and found a name, we got the company going.
Excellent. And so now, did you guys both work with each other at the aircraft company up in Sandpoint, or?
No, we were friends, and Charles is more of a business mentor of mine. Mm-hmm. He's got his own company called Coachava that's up in Sandpoint, and they do mobile analytics for basically, yeah, mobile, and they've got around a couple hundred employees, I think. I mean, they're pretty good size company, but that's always been his main gig, and he's been a part of obviously guiding and founding Xcraft. But I worked at Quest Aircraft up there, mm-hmm. and when we started this.
Excellent. So now you guys designed the first drone, and you guys went on Shark Tank. Right. How nervous and crazy was that experience?
It was very nervous and crazy. I was not. I'm a little more introverted in general. I mean, in my personality, and so getting on, the first time I'd ever pitched the company was to 5 billionaires, yeah. and on national television. So exactly. I was a little nervous, and I can't watch Shark Tank anymore. I mean, it's got a little PTSD from it, I think. But it was. I would do it again. It was a great experience. We were actually approached by the producers of the show.
Okay, so what was it like? Because I actually watched the episode a few times of you guys being on Shark Tank. What was it like when Mark Cuban kind of did his lean back and kind of just stare you guys down? What was that part like?
No, that was kind of the climax of the episode for sure. Mm-hmm. And when we were there, we were on set for probably over an hour. It's probably an hour and 15 minutes or something that we were actually talking and with the sharks, and you know, it's edited to make it more interesting for TV, but that really happened. I mean, the whole they did a pretty good job of actually kind of conveying what went on during that time. And so yeah, I was thrilled because I knew we already had 4 sharks. By the time Cuban was kind of leaning back in his chair and not sure if he wanted to go in, we already had 4 that said they were in. So it was just, he was the last holdout, and he had some good questions for us. And,
yeah, it was a good question. Yeah. It made a lot of sense, and I think you guys kind of blew him away because he had a smirk when they asked him for his answer after Charles gave his part of the speech and stuff.
That makes a lot of sense.
All right, Mark, are you in?
That works.
All right.
And so it was, I was like, oh, they got him. The moment I saw his face, he kind of got that smirk, and you know what he's going to do. So then, what was your first drone RC craft you ever had? And how old were you when you got that?
Well, my first RC aircraft I got when I was 7 years old for Christmas, and it was called it was Durafly Sturdy Birdie, I think it was called. But it was made out of like gutter pipe and an aluminum rail. It was supposed to be like crash proof and teach you how to fly, and it had a 25 gas or nitro engine on it. And yeah, I got that for Christmas, and first flew it a while after that, but I had to actually build it and get the RC, and it was a lot more expensive and harder to do at the time. Yeah. And then go find a place to fly it and stuff. Excellent. So that was the first experience. We never really got that one flying well. It crashed a lot. But then I got the sailplane called the Gentle Lady that I put together, and it was all balsa and monocoat and kind of the old school way of building RC.
Nice.
And put that together and taught myself to fly with that. And that was a good airplane, and kind of been. But prior to that, I was always building toys, flying toys out of whatever I could find around the house, and then since then I've probably built hundreds of RC airplanes, and then obviously I probably got thousands of hours flying RC.
Yeah.
And I've got not as many hours flying real airplanes, but did get my pilot's license when I was in college. So.
Cool. And so, what do you own any planes now, or do you just rent and fly?
Yeah, I just rent and fly right now. Maybe after the kids are out of the house.
Anything else you want to share about Xcraft? What's coming up? Your new products? I know you guys have your first response drone that's coming up. Anything that you want to say about that?
Yeah, we're really excited about that project. That's it's called First Eyez. It's a drone that shows up on the scene of a 911 call before first responders get there, and gives them video from the scene so they know what they're getting into. So it's a great project, and it's going to help first responders, and we're excited to get it out. We've already delivered now 3 systems, 2 to Texas, to our partner that's down there in Tyler, Texas, and then 1 that's here in Coeur d'Alene. And what it is, it's a drone and a drone port. So the port is pretty large garage for the drone, and it's got a charge pad in there. It's all climate controlled. It's got an internet connection. And then the drone is what's called a hybrid VTOL drone. So it takes off and lands vertically, but then it can transition and fly like an airplane long distances efficiently. So we're targeting about an hour of flight time for the First Eyez drone, and we can do that as long as it's flying in forward flight for a good portion of the flight, because it takes more power to hover. And that's the beauty of a VTOL, is using a wing. It's a lot more efficient because you're letting the wing do the work rather than the motors that are always lifting it. And so you're not as dependent on battery technology or other things to try to boost your endurance. It's really just in aerodynamics. And so a lot of our designs leverage that.
Awesome. And so now when it lifts off, it's got an hour of flight time. So a lot of first responders are using it to first respond to a scene of a wreck, or are they using it for like police chases and stuff like that to keep eyes where they might not have to fuel up and gas up a helicopter or something like that? Or
it can be. It really is a very targeted niche that we're going after, which is we want to give them information of the scene, of what's going on at the scene before they get there. So the way that it's pretty unique in the way that it works. It's actually launched by a dispatcher. So a dispatcher says, I want a drone at this location when the call comes in, and they say drone, they push a drone button, and we've got a network of UAVs that are around the town, housed at fire stations, probably every fire station, so they're about 5 miles spaced apart or so. And the closest drone to the scene will automatically generate its own flight plan and launch and fly to the scene. And we've got a remote operator that's keeping tabs on all of the drones that are out and about and flying. And we're working with the FAA for all the regulatory requirements that we have to go through to make sure that all works. But the goal is that as soon as 15 seconds from the time the dispatcher pushes the drone button, the drone is launched, and it's to the scene in 5 minutes or less. And so it's getting them information as quickly as they can get it. So, how big's the fire? Do we even need to send a fire truck? Where exactly is the accident? What's the traffic look like on the way to the scene? Which way do the bad guys run? It's all that kind of thing. And that's information that right now they don't have.
Anything else you want to say to everybody?
No, just really appreciate. I mean, we were kind of founded as a company through crowdfunding and through the crowd. I mean, and through our tribe. And so just really appreciative to all the folks that have kind of helped us get to where we are. And right now we do have a Start Engine campaign where we're raising some funds. You just go to startengine.com and search for Xcraft, and we've got a campaign up right now. We're around I think 60,000 or so. We're on this campaign. We're trying to raise at least 500,000. We did raise through Start Engine last year. We raised about a little over $1 million. So we're excited about this campaign and to get it going. I think we have like 14 days left in that campaign.
Excellent. And now this campaign that you guys are doing, it's not like somebody's just pre-ordering a drone. They're actually buying into your company
Right,
and
they are
owning the future of Xcraft.
That's right. They're actually owning stock in the company, and it's not traded on the stock market, but there is a secondary market through Start Engine 2 where you can buy and sell other company stock. So it is its own kind of thing. There's several companies that have raised money this way. It's a pretty new thing, but we're excited to be part of that.
Awesome. Well, JD, appreciate you meeting with me.
Yeah.